Hey, it's Michael Knight bringing you another exciting episode from Street Stories NYC, the series. Tonight, our story is taken from the book Street Stories NYC, Volume 1. New York City is home to millions of immigrants. Our next street story is about Mohammed. Mohammed pumped gas at the corner station every day, 12 hours a day. His English was not that good, but he was learning. After all, he had been in the U.S. for 1 year. He worked silently, trying to be polite to customers, filled up old ladies' tires and washed windshields and checked their oil in hopes of getting tips. Mostly people ignored him and only looked at him long enough to say, "Fill her up, regular, buddy." Muhammad was actually all right with being invisible. His only mission was to work long and hard enough to make enough money to send home to India so his mother, brothers, and sisters could have a little something to help out and help them get to America and get their green card. Sometimes he got work at a warehouse packing boxes overnight, but he had very few friends. Muhammad came from the slums of India, and he managed to make it over to the U.S. on a visitor's visa, but he overstayed. He had been very cautious about even looking at strangers because many times people would react with disgust to him, mainly because he looked Middle Eastern. He wasn't even a Muslim. The minds of these otherwise sane people were on 9/11, 2 days after the fifth anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center had just passed. He always kept silent, though, and endured the taunts for his family's sake. He constantly thought about their lives and not his own. It was September 13th, and he was working the late night shift. Around 11 p.m., a car full of young white guys pulled up, and he went to the window to ask, "How much?" The driver said, "What the hell do we have here? A damned bomber working around gasoline?" Mohammed replied in his meek voice, "I'm sorry, sir. How much do you need?" The driver shouted back, "We don't want no gas from no terrorist." His passengers were yelling and cursing at Mohammed as they drove off. "I am no terrorist! You don't even know me!" yelled Mohammed, surprising even himself. The car screeched to a stop, with the tires just burning to a halt, and the driver put it in reverse. As they backed up to the pump, Mohammed felt his heart drop. "What did you say, terrorist? Did you just yell at me? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I'm an American." Mohammed looked around and realized that there were no other cars or persons in the station. The night cashier was inside reading the newspapers or watching TV and picking his nose and didn't see what was happening. He said to them, "Please, sirs, no trouble. I'm just doing my job." The four guys looked at him with hatred in their eyes. He could see the beer bottles and could smell that they had been drinking. One of them shouted out, "You people think you can just come to our country and take our jobs and do whatever you want? If we've got to erase you one at a time, we will. Pump our gas and fill it up with regular." Not wanting to further aggravate them, Mohammed lifted up the pump and punched in the numbers. "Will that be cash or card, sir?" As he pumped the gas, the guys were still making lewd remarks, but Mohammed chose to ignore them. One of the men had gone to take a leak behind the wall. As he returned, he walked up to Mohammed where everyone could see, and he shoved him as he re-entered the car, sparking laughter from all the passengers. Mohammed was so stunned when he got pushed that he reacted by pulling out the hose, and he didn't even realize that the gas was still spraying, and it sprayed right into the open rear window where the boys were sitting. The men began to scream as one of them was just about to light a cigarette and had turned on his lighter. The gasoline ignited and the car was instantly engulfed in flames. Mohammed managed to get away from the explosion just in time. The car with its passengers blew up, and then the whole gas station. The next day, the headline in all the newspapers read, "Terrorist attack days after the 9/11 anniversary. Homeland Security is investigating the deaths of 4 men in a gas station, killed and burned alive. The latest victims in a terrorist attack on the United States. The suspect is believed to be a Muslim radical with ties to Al-Qaeda, and he's in custody. He's believed to be being held in an undisclosed location, probably at Guantanamo Bay, being waterboarded daily to find out where the other cells are and where the next attacks are going to happen. Poor Mohammed. His family and friends are under constant surveillance. But the mayor of the city stated in a news conference that it was yet another sad day in America when our fine young men are attacked and killed at the hands of terrorists. Hey, it's Michael Knight here, thanking you. Hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you come back and check out some more. You can go to the website, streetstoriesnyc.com. You can download ebooks. There's 43 books in the series. You can go to Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble. Pick up a copy today. Have a great night. Thanks.